Well, later tonight in November. The final playoff push is upon us. It's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports.
And this will go as a touchback, and they will begin things at the 25.
So here's the Viking offense making their way out. And a glance here at their shifty mobile signal caller.
You enjoyed watching that game tape, didn't you?
Yeah,
last week's game.
Good. 4 touchdowns, 1 pick.
Now, you were a little upset about the pick. I didn't know if you would play him this week or not if you were the head coach.
Hey, they got the win.
You got the win, so you're going to give him another chance?
Give him another shot.
All right, I think the ratio is pretty good. He'll try to eliminate the interception, but he wants to keep that hot streak going, throwing touchdown passes.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. He finds his man, complete. That's Jacobs. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
Complete to Josh Jacobs.
2nd and 6. He'll get this one complete. That's A.J. Brown. A quick slant, good for 8 and a first.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. 38-yard line, 2nd and 9. First carry for Josh Jacobs. It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves him with 3rd and 5. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And that ball incomplete, nearly intercepted. Took a chance with that one. It'll lead to a 4th down. On is the punter man as he boots this one away. Taking it about the 16. It's a 39-yard punt, 8 on the return. And they will take over 1st and 10. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they will be led out by a man in his sophomore campaign as the quarterback.
And I thought it was a really nice performance last week by him. 3 touchdown passes. I think that signifies exactly what he was getting done. He did have the 1 interception.
Well, that's the ratio you say you're okay with, right?
If you go 3 to 1, you're going to be pretty happy over the course of the season. And let's face it, he'll never blame the receiver publicly. But behind closed doors, he probably told his agent, hey, what's the deal? I should have had a perfect game.
But now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw.
Got an open man, finding Jefferson.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a 1st down.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Blitz coming, and down he goes. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's 2nd down. A few issues here on the offensive line, apparently. He got sacked 5 times last week. They got to him here in the 1st quarter.
And I would think that running the ball would be paramount here because it's a different team they're facing, but they watch the film as well. So they'll take many of those same principles and try and apply them in this game to see if they fixed what was wrong with them in the last game.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw.
Middle of the field to Jefferson.
And this is going to turn into another 1st down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 45-yard line. 23 yards the pickup there.
Of course, the catch was nice, but how about what happened after? Able to stay on his feet and gain all that additional yardage. So many of these slot guys, I think, have running back in their background.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. 2nd and 11. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. That winds up pushing him back 11 yards on the sack. And that'll bring up 3rd.
They'll make that a 2nd sack here on their first drive out defensively, and not to get ahead of ourselves, but they're on pace for double-digit sacks at this point.
But they're going to have to find a way to tamp that down, aren't they? So if you're the play caller, you're telling your quarterback maybe some screens, maybe some draws, hard count, use your voice inflection a little bit, anything to try and slow that pressure down.
A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. He's got a man. That's caught. Left sideline. A real letdown defensively. That was 3rd and a bundle, but they allow the conversion.
That was an excellent read right there. Saw cover 1. That means it's just a single high safety. So you know if you throw the ball to the outside part of the field, help is going to be a little bit late getting there, and he puts one out there for a big-time completion.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They'll look to throw. Over the middle, it's complete.
And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
Yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. He'll look to throw. The quick slant caught. 7 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have it 1st and goal. Back to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal. They'll try to run this one in, and he will take this one in for a touchdown. A great play there.
His 7th rushing touchdown on the year. And the BlackKnights get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. So that a great sequence for these guys to begin the ball game. They force the punt on one end, then come right down the field and score on the other.
And that's a great example of leaning on each other and building a little momentum that way. How about the defense forcing the punt, turns it over to the offense with confidence, and they take it downfield and score.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And it's now a 7-0 game. So that drive spans 13 plays, and it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away.
Well, some might have returned that one. He won't. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start the drive from the 25. The Vikings taking the field here for their 2nd drive of the game.
They currently sit 1 game over 500 thanks to their victory a week ago. Yeah, Charles, they've been really an up-and-down team all year. Do you think that they have enough to get into the playoffs?
Well, you did mention that they've been up and down all year, so to me, it depends on what week you catch them. When they're at their best, I think they're definitely playoff worthy. But to me, they haven't been able to bring the intensity week in and week out, and that could be their Achilles heel.
A check on Jacobs from a week ago. 18 carries, 99 yards.
A key component of his team's offense. He will certainly stay in that role if he keeps producing like this each week. Expecting to make a run at not only matching, but exceeding those numbers.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw up a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. He'll drop to throw. Going right side here, and that's complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Able to convert on 3rd and 14. A terrific play call.
Well, we're used to seeing the guy that you consider the #1 receiver double covered, but how about this guy? He's double covered and finds a way to make the play for a first down.
That's how you increase your Madden rating, right?
No doubt about that at all. And you know something? I think we'll hear about that from him soon.
They'll look to throw now on first down.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
And they will finally get him as he's all the way down near the 40-yard line. Keep in mind, he had the 3-interception game last week, so we requested to talk with him this week. He was all smiles. He's still all smile.
Yeah, we didn't jinx him at all, did we?
No.
Because ordinarily that happens. Things fall off, but not in this case. I think a lot of it goes back to his technique. His ability to see the quarterback throw the ball while understanding where the receiver is running his route allows him to make a lot of plays on the football, and he's taking it away at a really high rate.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. He'll be stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards.
2nd and 3. This one brought in by Jefferson. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
They'll look to throw here. And it's caught. Touchdown. A great effort there. His 6th touchdown of the season.
And the Black Knights have taken a 13-0 first quarter lead.
A nice throw there by the 2nd-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a 2nd and sometimes 3rd progression. That was a nice play.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And that'll make the score 14-0.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Taking it about the 1. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. Minnesota's offense takes over possession. Sitting in first place in the division. They've got an open date on the calendar coming up next week. So, Charles, you and I were talking about this before the game. This one for them kind of has some extra importance.
It certainly does, because if they can get the win here and pad their lead a bit or at least keep pace, then they can really kick their feet up and say a job well done at this point and not have to worry about ball at all until they're back in their facility, back in their meeting room, getting ready for the next game.
He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue.
I have to admit, I'm excited by that play call and the end result, because this is a team that's down big early in the first quarter, and a lot of teams will just panic, abandon the playbook, and just start firing the ball all over the place. It's way too early for that. Stick to what works for you.
Down double digits, and we talked about their game plan being both running and passing there. You're right. They're sticking to the game plan, getting the ground game going.
A lot of football left to be played.
2nd quarter now from Minnesota. It's the Vikings in possession of the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10.
He'll look to throw. Quick hitter here. It's complete.
The pass on first down. Complete to number 85. A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
On 2nd down, Jacobs. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
Tackle made at his 48-yard line.
Trying to run for it with Jacobs. And able to pick up the first across midfield to the 47. Give him the 3rd down conversion. 5 yards on the play.
I don't know about you, but that almost felt like old-time football there. 3rd and 2 is not necessarily just a running down anymore. A lot of times they want to throw the ball. They went back to the roots and powered forward to get the first down.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That burst good for 20 and a first down.
Not too shabby for his first carry of the game. That's exactly what most teams are looking for. A really good change of pace back.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. And a short return will be stopped inside the 10 at the 8-yard line. 2nd straight drive now here, Charles, that have ended with an interception.
And I just wonder, because I don't think it's going to rattle him necessarily, but I also wonder if it's going to nerve him a little bit. Does it lead to another one? Or does he find a way to pull it together and become sharp again?
London about set to take over on offense. They got the ball now following a big play, keeping the other guys out of the end zone. Now they'll start deep in their own territory, 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Forced out to his left. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down. Now back to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. 3rd catch in his first half for him, and this one is a 1st down. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
Yeah, that's good for a gain of 6, and that will bring up 2nd down.
And they'll use him out of the backfield, and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago, there's another one right there.
On 2nd down, they'll run it here. And he stopped immediately there. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down. Looking to throw. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. And the defense coming through on 3rd down. A loss of 7 to bring up 4th. So, Charles, no turnovers yet for this offense, but those sacks now, they're starting to pile up.
And one thing usually leads to another because they've got to figure out how the offensive line and everyone else involved in protection can keep their quarterback upright and allow him a chance to throw the ball downfield.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. Minnesota now ready for their next possession. As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover the plague did on the last one.
And he'll push forward for a couple to the 34. The Vikings on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. Over the middle, complete. It's Brown. And he will have a Vikings first down. They needed 3. He doubled that. He got 6. Gotta say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. A good cover defensively as they get to him just beyond the 45 after the juke.
He was tackled at the 46-yard line.
From the gun, they'll try to run it. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. 7 yards there and a first down.
Exactly what they needed right there because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. They'll drop to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half. I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball. And what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Back to throw here. This will be caught by Brown. And he'll be brought down at the 27.
To A.J. Brown. A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
2nd and 4. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
They're putting together a drive here in the final minutes of the half, but the coverage has been tight all game long, and they certainly want to keep them off the scoreboard here.
This will be play number 9 of the drive here as they need 4 yards on 3rd down. Again, he'll drop to throw. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. 1:57 to go in this first half on EA Sports. Now the Vikings will send out the special teams crew here for a field goal try. This from 44 yards out, left hash. And his kick is right there. It's good. And they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3. Well, that's something of a pick-me-up, and the offense certainly has struggled, but they do get the field goal before half to put 3 on the board.
Man, you don't want to be shut out, but let's face it, those 3 points, that's not going to solve all their problems either.
This fielded right at the goal line. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. London about set to take over on offense. There's really no reason to change what they've been doing to this point. They've got the lead. They've looked good this first half.
I agree with you totally, and a lot of coordinators, play callers feel exactly the same way. Until you stop what I'm doing, why should I make any changes? But there are a few that kind of outguess themselves or try to outguess the opponent. And they try to consider what they would do to take things away and go to those plays right away. It'll be fun to watch when they get to the second half to see which way they go.
Yeah, but to this point, it certainly hasn't been broke. We'll see if they try to fix anything. I believe they buzzed down. They're going to take another look at this play with all reviews coming from the replay official here in the final 2 minutes of the half. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. And the screen unsuccessfully dropped it. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw.
And he's got this.
And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And the Vikings pick up the football. And they will take over at the 26-yard line. These defenses have become so opportunistic, and no matter what you're playing, in this case wide receiver, you got to be careful.
Certainly do, because there is a phrase in today's football that we use all the time, completing the process of the catch. Well, it's after you do that where the trouble begins, right? Meaning you've tucked it away, you're trying to get downfield, but someone's always coming up trying to rake at the ball and knock it free.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Looking left sideline, incomplete. Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10.
It's now 2nd and 10.
They'll set up to throw. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. And they will take over at the 26-yard line.
They'll take over first down.
And that now 2 interceptions thrown in the 2nd quarter.
And you know, a lot of people look at these guys and they think to themselves that maybe, possibly, they're still thinking about the first one, and they probably are. I think in this case, he's just trying to atone for the first interception, tried a little bit too hard, maybe forced it a bit, and instead created a second one.
London about set to take over on offense. And now following that turnover, they've got an opportunity here to try to cash in with good field position before intermission.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. An excellent pickup of 20 yards.
How about the way they're moving the ball down the field? They had a big play a moment ago, followed it up with another nice one here, and before you know it, they're already looking at 1st and goal.
And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. They're going to look to throw. Flushed out right. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Now another timeout called for by the offense, as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. They'll set up a throw. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Interested to see what they dial up here. 3rd and goal with a lot of green between them and the end zone.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
On for the field goal now is Evan McPherson.
From the right hash, just a 34-yard attempt.
McPherson's kick is good.
And they will stretch the lead now to 17-3.
So they get the turnover in plus territory. The drive stalls out, but still able to get 3 out of that.
Yeah, we were able to see an offense and a defense kind of mix and match with each other, didn't we? Both of them trying to make sure that they have the upper hand and the advantage. Offense trying to get to the end zone. Defense, of course, trying to hold them to a field goal attempt. And it wasn't a guaranteed lock 3 from where they started. So, you know, the offense has to be happy to come away with those 3 points.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Going to throw right side here. Complete. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. They'll look to throw here on first down. And that one will fall incomplete. Clock here now just under 30 seconds to go in this first half. And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Got a man, it's Brown. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Dancing, and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. So as they take it over, we step aside.
On 4th down, punt coming from Braden Mann.
This is taken at the 23. 43 yards on the punt, 7-yard return, and control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Things starting to get interesting in this final weekend before Thanksgiving. So let's see what's going on around the NFL. We'll start up at Gillette Stadium in Foxborough. And the Patriots have the lead in the final stages before halftime. 3 touchdown passes there for Mac Jones. From there, we head over to Detroit. Check on the Lions at home, Ford Field. And they were winners in that one as they take care of the visiting Chicago Bears. 33-17, the final score. Finally, we'll save the biggest for last. We head to AT&T Stadium to see what's happening with the Cowboys at home in Arlington. And things didn't work out for them as they fall to the visiting Philadelphia Eagles. 31-24, the final score. We'll continue on and take a look at the next-gen stats from the first half. And they've definitely been able to exploit some holes in that opposing secondary as they threw for close to 200 yards in those first 2 quarters. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, they were on the other end of the spectrum in terms of passing efficiency. That's going to need to improve in the second half to come.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3.
And the half will begin with a touchback. And this offense set to go now to begin the 3rd quarter. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better. And I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation and pick up those pass rushers because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half. Timing is so important on a route like this because he's going to line up out right and then cut straight across the field. I think the ball might have come out a count or two too late because by the time he was able to secure it, not much of a chance to turn it upfield.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against?
And that'll be a free 5 yards for the offense.
Just like a tennis match, that's just an unforced error. Stay alert, don't jump early, and give them free yardage.
So a 1st and 5 now after the 5-yard penalty from the neutral zone infraction. Back to throw.
And that throw behind his man. He missed him. Incomplete.
And before this 2nd down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
Back to throw again. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end.
And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
They'll look to throw again. Looking have his man as he was able to walk the tightrope there for the completion. Out of the gun now on third down. Quick hitter here, it's complete.
And the tackle going to be made at the 38.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the first down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
Yeah, they were right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. He'll drop to throw. And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield. When that ball popped free, we could hear it all the way up here. Those guys down on the field alerting everyone to the fumble. He's lucky that his offensive mates picked him up and jumped on it.
Yeah, and you have to think to yourself, and I'm sure they've been echoing it on the sideline and into the huddle. Guys, we have the lead. Just take care of the football. Don't make it easier for them to start to make a comeback.
So they keep the ball, but work to do on 2nd and long.
On play action, they'll throw. It's a short. Now the ball comes loose, and the Vikings pick up the football. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line.
Well, CD, that's one of those plays you put a mark by. I mean, that could be a big momentum swing here on the opening drive of the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, we may have to revisit it, right? Because if that drive ends up in the end zone, they're sitting pretty at that point. Now, instead, it's a 2-score game. That has a chance to tighten up considerably.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. They'll begin on the ground with Jacobs. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Hit from behind, and he's going to be driven down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. He'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. The Vikings send out their punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away.
Well, on that punt, we've got a man shaken up. Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. Throwing left side, it's complete. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. A 14-yard gain there as they look to improve this 14-point lead.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays.
Brandon, I think you and I were both raised the same way in the game of football. You run to set up the pass, but I think we've discovered in this NFL, a lot of teams pass to set up the run. And that's what they've done throughout this game. They've aired it out, thrown it around the yard. Now they've come back to the running game, and they find a way to be successful with it.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Right back to him on 1st down. Defensively, a solid response after giving up back-to-back 1st downs. 2nd and 9 now. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack.
Multiple defenders get to him there, and that is the 6th time he's been sacked in this ball game. I don't know what else can be said about this pass rush. They have been sensational. CD, that is now 6 sacks for them.
And how many times do we talk to offensive coordinators and they say a sack is a result of everyone on offense not doing their job? But let's be honest about this one. This is the offensive line unable to counter the pass rush. They've been teeing off all game long.
Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
Here's A.J. Cole down as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And this will be out of bounds at the what here? The 12-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit in the first half. Now that their defense has done its job, it's their turn now to go out and try and get some points.
On the ground, it's Jacobs to start the drive. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
If these guys are going to chop into that deficit, they're going to have to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. They'll look to throw here. He's got Brown on the out route complete. And he'll be just shy of the 20 at the 19 as he goes out of bounds. On 3rd down, here comes Jacobs. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively. And it likely forces a punt situation on 4th.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
The Vikings send out their punter as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Now fair catch is called for and taken at the, we'll call it the 37-yard line. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 38. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And he can't escape, and down he goes. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up 2nd.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
And this drive is almost over before it began, thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on 1st down, followed by an incompletion. One more good rep, and they get off the field.
On the sideline, did he keep his feet in bounds? They say yes. Great job, both feet in, 1st down.
Nice 3rd down conversion and even 20 yards. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Throwing middle, and it's complete.
And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
That's another beautiful throw right there. Gets it to his man right in stride. And I think that throw kind of exemplifies what we've seen from this offense throughout this game. They've been in rhythm. They've been sharp. They've been on it. And they pick up another 1st down there.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They'll drop to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. So the completion good for 6 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
Again, he'll drop to throw.
Complete. Jefferson the target.
And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we played 3 quarters. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. 7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. They'll try and run this one right up the gut. And, boy, he is very close to a 1st down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. It'll be called a gain of 2, and that'll leave him with some options here on 4th and inches.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature at the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to small up the ball carrier.
Back to throw here. Firing quickly here, and that's complete.
And they're going to get this down inside the 20.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Looking middle, and that's complete.
And they're going to get this down inside the 15.
2nd and 5. And he will find his man on the outside. And it looks like he'll be just a yard shy of the 5 here as he's out at the 6. 63 yards receiving for him now, and that last catch good enough for a 1st down. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal.
They'll try again. Pushing for the end zone, but he's not going to get there. They stop him just shy of the goal line.
They'll try to run this one in. Nothing doing there as the 13th play of the drive proves to be unlucky.
This is a long drive offensively. You hate to end this with just 3 points.
Doesn't it feel like during a ball game you have certain narratives going on and there's certain drives that seem to take on just a bit more importance than others? This feels like one of those, doesn't it? To me, 3 points here, a major letdown. This is the time to go and put 6 on the board.
On for the field goal now is Evan McPherson.
This to make it a 3-score game late.
McPherson's kick is good.
And that will extend their lead even further.
So that almost certainly the final piece to this puzzle, a 3-score lead. I don't think there's any coming back from there.
Well, you know, normally I'd get on you for giving up on the game right here, but I do think you're right in this case. This late in the game, 2 scores is tough enough. 3, I'm with you. That seems out of the question.
And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20.
Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again.
And just looking ahead, it would appear that that bye week is coming at the right time. They'll have 2 weeks to chew on this one, though probably not one that they want to chew on. A poor performance from start to finish. They swing that out wide to Jacobs.
And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7.
A 7-yard pickup brings up
2nd and 3.
The 26-yard line.
A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete. Laviska Shenault, the intended target.
And it's 3rd and short.
Brings up 3rd down and 3 yards to go.
They're going to look to throw. He finds his man, complete. That's Jacobs.
And he will have a Vikings 1st down as he'll be marked down a yard or 2 past the marker following a gain of 6. Now this throw caught left side. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
First and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line.
Well, offensively, Charles, hard to put a silver lining on this one. No secret that they had to take chances with the score where it is, and it leads to a turnover.
I love how you paint the picture, partner, because you're exactly right about that one. Look at the empty stairs on that sideline. This is one of those games where you just want to go crawl under a rock until it's over.
Good starting field position for them as they come up first and 10 at the 45.
And they'll begin by running the option.
And this one's going to go the wrong way, losing yardage back at the 42. It's a loss of 4 on the first down play. Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. Just a yard there, so it brings up a tough 3rd and 12.
It's a gain of a yard, and it's 3rd down.
We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. So they went a little cautious there on 3rd and long.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Remember, they're playing with a lead right now. So getting a first down, yes, that would be great. But even more importantly, take care of the football. No turnovers, no big plays for the other team, and keep the clock moving. That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Automatic first down.
So now factoring in the face mask, here's 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35.
1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
They'll look to throw here on first down. This will be caught by Brown.
The first down pass, complete to A.J. Brown. It's a gain of 7.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end.
And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
46-yard line.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Over the middle, it's complete.
And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw.
This is Chenault on the receiving end.
Great footwork, but still wrangled down before reaching the 20. Back to throw again. And my goodness, another interception. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his 2nd interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ball game, I would have said never, not in a million years. But here we go. They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. 49 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 13 times.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get him behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Give them 12 yards on that one. It earns them a fresh set of downs.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Here's a handoff out of the gun. He'll take it past the 40 to the 41, second down. So this crowd will not go home happy. It's a victory for our visitors. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second-half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for our visitors, they just keep on rolling as they move to 9-2 with a win here.
And they'll get another road date next week when they take on Washington.
Meanwhile, for Minnesota, they fall to 6-6 now on the campaign. And they'll get the action.